Are you looking for answers about extraterrestrials, or maybe the true meaning of life? Then you have come to the right place. Welcome to the Ivan Teller online broadcast. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for more details, please visit ivanteller.com and learn more about your galactic families.
Well, everyone, greetings for tonight's channeling. Yeah, we just did a video of how to channel extraterrestrials, or whatever you wish, a positive sort, I hope. Tonight's will be just like what they had on Saturday, because apparently somebody has something to say about hybridization, however you say that. So, let's put it this way, other entities have something to add to it. So there are other extraterrestrials that have their own human colonies, smaller ones, across the universe, of course. And they are successful, I believe so. Not as big.
Do you mean like the same thing like the Ellison Project? Is that what you're saying? The same basic thing?
Ellison, what is that? Well, like Griffin Nair.
Yeah, the Edelson one, the one...
Oh, yes, I understand what you're talking about. This is... Oh, this is different. This is well, Edelson is more of the first contact. But yeah, this is yes, I understand what you're. This is but these have been going on for a lot longer, it seems. At least with the Greys, that's the feeling I have. Their own hybridization setups, their own colonies to help connect with us. Also, obviously, they were part of Bashar's, their civilization's creation, so this might have something to do with it. I did a channeling Saturday night at a house, and of course, my recorder did not work, and people's cell phones were dying very fast for some reason. So I might have some footage out there to put up, but probably not. Maybe an hour's worth. They went for 2 hours. Channeled Novak and the tall blonde Alfonso. So it went good. So as for galactic language, as for our prayer blessings to everyone, we'll just do it that way. Thank you all for coming. Of course, all positive energies to help with connections. And tonight is just see who we connect with and see what happens. The chat room will get to you in time. That'll be still open Wednesdays and Fridays. And that is filling up pretty quickly, it seems. So we're doing the best we can answer. So we only have so much energy to answer all of these things, but we're doing what we can. Yeah, Zeta definitely have a message. And this isn't the ones I usually channel, this is a different group. I guess we're all the same, but they all have different jobs. So, and as Hunter was saying, I guess NASA cut their feed. I guess there was an alien ship that was coming through into vision of their cameras. That is very cool. I'm going to keep an eye on that stuff more often. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, what a surprise. So, thank you all for being here, and talk to you later. Let's see what we have here. There's Arcturian here also. Yeah, there's Arcturian energy here, so I think it's I am too. Alright, catch you guys later. Yes. Please. Call me Munich. I'm a Zeta Reticuli. We are outside your world at this time. Our message for your world is that we are part of your assisting your ascension in spiritual energies. Many that are involved in our hybridization program have chosen this in a soul contract before they entered your world. We have worked with their DNA to create a future human, a Zeta/human, but with more Zeta looks and feelings of that sort. We are also in the process of expanding our horizons at this time. For more Wirin infusions also during this hybridization program. We are experimenting with different types of species to a more advanced human and more advanced civilization, where you are all headed. These will be teachers. And our groups are very small. At this time, we have a few hundred. These are different colonies. We have, what you call organizations. We call it something else. The reason for our colonies is to enhance the human experience, to start new civilizations, such as Bashar's group, which is already in process at this time. At this time, they're in a primitive state. But there are other humans we are operating with some are more humanistic, some are Zeta Gray hybrids. Mostly we are working with Zeta hybrids, but we are also working with the human Earth-human hybrid with Zeta infusions, DNA, whatever you wish to call it. This is a library of information for your world. And we realize your world is slowly waking up to our presence. Yes, there are some, but still, even they are skeptical. But your larger audiences out there are very skeptical of our existence because they do not see us. But there are reasons for this, because we are not allowed to approach your world, not allowed to make interference with it in your dimension. They cannot bother us in our dimension. Yes, some do. Some of your governments do have your men in black, for instance, have abilities to go into fourth density and cause us trouble when it's suiting them during different agendas. But I assure you, our hybridization programs are not of abductions any longer. These are chosen ones that chose to be a part of this. We do not have what you have with Griffin.
My pardons and many condolences. This is JC Ariel.
Yes.
I just felt as if I got an energy both confirming and validating that I am of the Men in Black, like in training.
That is a possibility, yes. They keep themselves hidden from us. That is a possibility, yes. Their energies are around you at this time. I give you
How would
that.
this benefit? How would this? Well, if they're around me, then I understand that they're here for my support and for my benefit, as well as the benefit of Gaia, the collective of Gaia,
Yes.
and the collectives of the universe. I'm just.
They're there as observers. That's what they say. At least that's what they tell me.
Thank you. Sorry. Many pardons. Many
That's,
pardons.
that's quite all right. But understand, we do not want harm on your world at all. We are of a peaceful nature. But of course, not all Zetas are, because they have their own ideas of where your world should go. This is not for all of us, though. Only a few are like this. They are service to self. We have another word for it, but that is fine. We are opening up our communications to you, to let you aware of what we are working on, and if anyone wishes to assist us in our warnings, that is fine with us. If any of you have any inquiries, please go ahead and do so.
Hello, this is Neil.
Yes.
Hi, I've got some questions about the project. So why are you deciding to do this project? Why have the Zetas decided to do this?
This has been going on for many years. For us, it's been going on for 100 years. With success, but it's in small numbers compared to others. Why we do this? Most species, I should say, wish to build a newer future, a future of expression. We are all here for learning. You are an experiment. We are an experiment. We are all hybrids in some ways. You are more hybrid than we are, of course.
Okay, and another question I have is, this project that you're doing, are you carrying this project out on your own? It's only your species, or do you have assistance from other species in the project?
We do have some Lyrans that are assisting us at this time, but mostly it's Zeta Greys.
Do you liaise? Do you talk with the other project and share ideas with them about what's going on?
You speaking about your Gertrude Near, we have certain words with them. We are not on a day-to-day conversation, but we do have communications time and time again. We are learning much from them, and it is helping us in our program.
Okay, so and I just want to clarify this. Like, there was a hybridization project going on now, the main one, and that was started by there was a species of humans from a parallel reality Earth that came through and started this project. Are you part of that project as well? Or are you a totally separate project?
We are separate.
It's totally separate. Right, okay, so did them starting their project spark you to start your project?
No, we've been on our project for quite some time.
Right, okay, so do any of the Zetas, do they get involved in that other project?
And other projects, some do, yes. Only as observers, though.
Right, okay. And also, could you explain to me, I thought that the Zeta Greys had came to Earth long ago and they had already mixed their DNA with ours. That we actually have.
That is true. We have different Zeta projects, always in process. We have some that have been going on for thousands of years. The project that I am on, is part of a certain task, you could say. But it is a Zeta hybridization program for a future Zeta and a future.
So, currently, have you actually made any hybrids? Is there any living hybrids that you've made? Yes, there is.
There are several, yes.
So can you explain some of the things that you, as a species, have learnt from creating this new hybrid species?
This new hybrid species has more feelings than we do because we detached ourselves from feelings and emotions. We have them, but they're only as in categories. They are not. We do not feel these things, but we do. When we see a feeling, we record it and put it in a shelf, you say. It's data for us. But these new hybrids have feelings and emotions, but not the same as you, but they are becoming, they can control their emotions, but of course their emotions is not as erratic as yours.
Okay, and just so that I understand this correctly, so you're running this project and you're creating hybrids, and these hybrids are living on the ships, or are they going off to the colonies and creating new civilizations?
They are creating new civilizations.
Okay.
They aren't ships at this time, but they are part of other civilizations.
And oh right, okay, I understand. Okay, that's all my questions for now. Thank you very much for answering. Much love.
Hello. First of all, I would like to be a part of your hybridization project, if that is okay to be of.
Thank you. Yes, that is okay.
All right. And so how long in human years have you guys been around? I know you said you've been working longer. And why the sudden interest in our group?
Because we were mentioned slightly within one of your transmissions. We have connections with this conduit, so we wish to make ourselves known, because it's not always easy for us to communicate who we are and what we are doing, because it's foreign to you. It's understandable why it's not understood. But the timing is right for us, because this is becoming more well known. As your awakening proceeds, more of this communication will become, you say, the norm on your planet.
Are you okay answering a question that's a little bit off topic?
Yes.
So yesterday I had a face on my computer. I can show you. Actually, I can't. I can't show you any pictures, but it was like a some kind of. It would look like an ancient Mayan, Inca warrior or god depiction. It was on my face or on my screen.
This is a species that is not quite even known to us at this time. They will become more apparent. This is a small group that is finding what you are doing interesting. They wish to be channeled through you to channel them, I should say. Of course, to understand them is a different story. They have trouble making themselves known, so this is why they're doing what they are doing. They are also part of an AI project. This is why they possess your machine, I believe. So they're half human and half AI. So they have... You can say cyborg. Cyborg's not a right word for it.
Would it be a biomechanoid?
Yes.
Like a living machine?
A living machine is correct.
Okay. I once had a download about how they're made. They inject like nanotechnology into their bones, into their bone marrow, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
They are half human, half machine, but they are a species on their own. At this time, they don't have an identity to themselves. They don't have a name. And to them, a name is not important, but their message is what is important. You can give them a name, and it will resonate with them. They are very benevolent. They are very friendly, but they have trouble communicating who they are because you can say they are new at this. But you see that your group is opening up, and your world is opening up to these communications. So this is quite exciting for them, but they're still trying. They're like your Arturians. They're having trouble making themselves known.
Okay, thank you very much. Are they the same people who hit my wall earlier today?
That has insectoid energies, whatever was part of your wall.
Okay.
Like
Thank you very much.
Like a roach being.
Motherfucker.
Yes, I must. There. Yes.
Sorry. I have a question for Raven here. She asked if I can ask you about the immortals.
There are several groups called the Immortals. Can she be more specific? There are several that go by that name. Some have a Immortals this and that. I know it sounds strange, but that's how it works. I can give you a general Immortals. I can give you a general. These are more of the higher density beings. They are of wisdom, of great wisdom. They've been on your earth, reincarnating many years. They've been on other worlds, reincarnating for many times, sometimes 100 incarnations. And at a time, they became this race that can practically live forever. So at this time, they are of a great age. Some live 1,000 years. As for living forever, I do not see this. But they are at a higher density, 5th and 8th densities. This is just a general idea of who they are. There are several different fractions of immortals, so it's hard to connect to just one, because that might be the one you're talking about. But they bring great wisdom to worlds. They visit and have many messages, just like other extraterrestrials. They're not as lost as some of us are. Some of us need identity and must find it in ways where we, like the Zetas, we don't always connect with all species. This is why many of our starseeds are having so much trouble on your planet, because they do not relate to your planet. Our society is the exact opposite of your world. We do not have money. Our conversations are not of negative nature. They are telepathic. We do not have to live in these houses and things of that sort. We do not have these things. So it is complicated for us. Of course, I just went off topic. Any part of this? What is your next question, Zeta?
Thank you very much. We have one from Ashley. She says, can someone please ask if they have any advice for me to better help those I come into contact with in my volunteer work?
She is talking about spreading the light, correct? Or energies?
I'm guessing so. I have no idea.
It is, yes, this is a common question on your world. Always use kindness, always use words of wisdom that are familiar to your kind, but have always used love in your delivery of your message, such as extraterrestrials, things of this sort. Of course, extraterrestrial is not a correct word, but that's good enough. But always just express what is on your mind and do not overshadow them with your ideas or world. Go at your own pace, what feels right for you. Because those that you're speaking to are on a lesson plan, you can say, that has nothing to do with what you were on, your spiritual path. But that does not mean they will take a turn and meet you halfway. But of course, this is your to connect. Just be yourself. If there are words that you need to say, then say them. But of course, say them with love. If it has to do with your message of extraterrestrials or just your being as for being a light worker, these words are always good. Just go by what feels right within yourself. Just trust yourself and you will do fine. Understand many around you will find what you have to say as toxic and want nothing to do with it, because the negative natures are things that are blanketed around them, and it's hard for them to understand what you are coming from, because there's many lessons they have to learn. That is all I have for
that. Hi, this is Neil.
Yes, Neil.
Hi, I just want to clarify something that I'm a little bit confused about.
Yes.
So you come from Zeta Reticuli.
Yes.
Is Zeta Reticuli a star system, or is it an actual planet?
It is a star system.
Okay,
there's
so
also many. We are on many planets.
Okay, you're on many planets throughout that star system.
Yes.
Okay. And one other thing I would like to say, I'd also be happy to be a part of the project. If I can assist in any way at all, I'd be happy to help you.
You will be part of it. We will visit you at a time that is right. It could be tonight, where we will take a sample of your DNA and to add it to our projects.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, could you tell me, I feel like I have past lives on Zeta Reticuli. Could you tell me a little bit? Yeah, I feel like I've had several lives there in the past. Can you tell me a little bit about some of them, please?
Within our government, you had past lives with us. During our council collective, you were on our what you call on your planet their boardroom discussions. You were part of many of these discussions as we were working on the Earth Project and other planet projects, even hybridization projects during those times. We have many of those. You've even encountered other female Zetas that are on your world at this time. They are unaware of their Zeta heritage, though. They are making the best of this existence. But as your lifetimes, you had several. Some were throughout wars of our past, some with reptilians, that were not easy lifetimes at all. It was not easy for anyone. And even during a lifetime on Mars, you were a Zeta during the Mars project, as that was being during the Martian existence. Lifespan, I should say. You were part of that. You were part of the Zeta project as we were interacting with the Martians in a past life. That one was of much technology, we learned much from the Martians, more than we expected. Their downfall was of many sorts. It was negativity within their within their own council that was vicious to other species, almost deadly. But not deadly, almost deadly, meaning they did not be able to carry out their plans as they wished. But they were planning many things. Extinction of other races, and this was only a small group of parties. Hopefully that gives you some clarification.
Yeah, that was really insightful and it's much help. Thank you very much. Much love to you.
Hi, Munich.
Yes.
It's Mark. I would ask for begin with the question of Holly. She wished to know if any kind of species have the same kind of feeling we have.
Feelings of
Yeah,
feelings.
maybe. Yeah.
Feelings, some do. They have disconnected themselves from feelings. Many have. Very similar to us, they have. These are ideas instead of emotions. But your Warrens are very feeling. Your Yanyel, your Arcturians are a feeling, but they know how to balance feelings and knowledge.
Okay.
Animal here. That's yes. Many do have feelings. More of your animal-like species have feelings. For Zetas, we are unique in many ways. But many insectoids have lost their feelings.
And they can't have feeling too.
Emotionally unbalanced. Needs therapy.
Did you have finished to answer to the question?
Yes.
Okay. I have few one. I don't know if you will be too able to connect to this thing around the end of summer or begin of the fall 2013. I was to Montreal for help a student which began to learn NLP at Montreal, and when I go talk with the woman which have take care of for some paper. When I talk with her, I just feel to be pushed outside or far of my center, and something like like if I was inside of something bigger than me, and maybe it could be like be fully aligned with myself. I don't know. And the answer which be sent to the woman for the thing I need to know was come from the heart, like a small spark.
So, what is your question? What's the
Are
short?
you able to connect to this event? And what is this event? What happened in some case?
It seems like you had an out-of-body experience. Is that what you feel? There are many energies there that are pulling on your being, sort of get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
This person that you were with seems to have activated this. As for out-of-body energies were there, sort of your chakras were being, I would say, being removed in some ways by other species. They were, you could say, being probed. You were being probed by another species. As for what this species was, I am unable to connect. It's the unknown species.
Yeah, when you said probe, what's that? I'm not sure for that meaning.
Being scanned.
Okay.
They were checking out your energies, seeing who you were. This person you were speaking with, this is a yin yang type of species around this person that you're speaking with. And her species that's around her, it seems to be very active. So hopefully, I know that none of this might make any sense, but they were just checking you out, it seems. Seeing who you were. And they might have went a little bit too far as for what they were doing, it seems. In Canada, you understand these things happen all the time, just the energies there are more, it's clearer there than other, such as your United States, where there's more cell phones and blockages. So where you were, you'd be able to see these things happen. You're more open. Your third eye is very open, so you're understanding what is happening. Kind of. Hope that makes some sense. I don't believe they were there to bring harm, they were just seeing who you were. That is what I have for that.
Hello, my name is Manuel.
Yes, Manuel.
I have a couple questions for you. I understand I have a couple Zeta grades around me. Are they of your same race?
Yes, they are. Yes. They
Okay,
are beloved ones, and they're watching over you.
I
Observe.
understand that last time they told me that they are working in my abilities. I would like to know what kind of abilities I have.
Telekinesis abilities. They are at a minimal state at this time. The usage of them is not of need at this time. You have psychic abilities. Of course, everyone has those things. They're just unaware of them. Your psychic abilities, they are also tuning at times. Your mediumship should be in some sort of clarity where you can see these things.
And do they have any message for me?
Yes, to stay positive. The more positive you are, the more you can connect with these energies.
Okay, and then I have a couple other questions, but this question is for my mom. She wants to know if her spirit guide has a message for her.
Just stay focused on what she wants. There are times when she is scattered and she's going to different things, it seems. Focus on one thing, accomplish it, and move to the next. She seems to be jumping around at times. That is what they say. Is this correct?
Okay. And I also have two questions from my friend. His name is Efigenio. And he recently has a dream where he was around a lot of keys. Keys were everywhere, and he would like to know what that means.
These geese have many messages for him. These are ancestors of him. They are letting him know that you were one of us at one time. So, yes, it is unusual, but expect more of this to occur on your planet.
And what is the message that they have for him?
They have so much love for him, for your friend. He was part of their society during their extraterrestrial society and society within Argartha. the extraterrestrial society, he was of a high ranking of their species. With many travels across the universe, and yes, you might hear this and think it's absolutely insane, which is normal. He was part of their collective. He's traveled with them across the universe through different discoveries as they inhabited other planets and brought life to them. But at this time, he has this Earth mission to learn as much as he can about this species so he can take this knowledge and take it to other worlds. That is why he's here. And that is why most of you are here. Yes, life here is not easy. That is understood. But understand the lessons that you learn here. You take this information, and when you go into another lifetime, you have so much with you, so others would feel envy of you that you were even brave enough to go into this existence. And this is a message for all of you.
And what species is that you're talking about?
This is the species I was mentioning. This is the, what is this? The geese or the duck? What was that you were speaking of?
He has a dream that he see a lot of geese around him.
Yes, the geese. Yes, it's them.
Okay. And he also wants to know if there's any message from his spirit guide.
More information is coming to him as for his Earth origins. And one thing about those geese, there's also a message of things to come. Of, yes, his origins, and also you can say a secret history of himself he'll begin to realize. He's going to begin to realize more about himself. Instead of having it channeled to him, he'll be able to have past life flashbacks, and even extraterrestrial flashbacks. That is on the table at this time for this one. As for when it will be implemented, is unknown. It depends on his side, how he feels about this.
Yeah, he sometimes has sometimes I'm speaking with him on the phone, and then sometimes he has like visions, and he starts talking something different that we're talking. He interacts with other people that he sees in his mind. I don't know what's that.
He's had many extraterrestrial lifetimes, several. More that I can go into at this time. But yes, his mission here is the same as all of you. Is to just to gather, to live the best life you can, and to take this information. This is, you could say, what you are learning here is for your future life. So yes, it is hard here, but how valuable it is to be here on this planet at this time is more valuable than money can ever offer, is the knowledge that you learn. That is all I have for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Much love.
Much love.
Hi, Monique, I'm back.
Yes.
I miss internet crash. I missed the part after you talk about the entity around the woman. When I talk about the event to Montreal and
it's yin yang energy around her.
Yeah, did you have more detail after this moment?
This yin yang is a little bit out of touch compared to other yin yangs, where they invade others' privacy. They connect with energies without permission at times. It's not service to self, it is curiosity. They are not causing harm, but they do more than others. Others are more subtle. These are more erratic, it seems. But they love your culture so much, they wish to get as much of it as they can. and they're living with this person. Of course, I don't believe she's aware of this.
Okay. Just last night, I think in my dream I feel the Men in Black energy. The part
Yes.
I remember is the part where I take a gun of a guy and ask him to give me some bigger gun to me, and after that I just remember to be a space where between two buildings, and some people chase another one, something like that.
Yes. And when you mention their name, you just triggered their presence. Yes, they have many messages for you, but not through me. They want to deliver it on their own. That is very fascinating.
Okay, it's not necessarily a real event somewhere, just to take attention to me, or
Understand that was a signal that they are around, not just by you, but for others. Interesting. They have a message for all of you.
positive one?
Yes, of course.
Okay, they are okay.
The ones around you are of a, yes, you are correct, of a negative, but there are positive ones that can clarify your situation. Let's put it that way. There are positive ones here right now too. I guess you could say they're neutral, but they are positive.
Stabilize the energy around, something like that.
Yes, there is much going on. I must go. This
Okay.
triggered something. This is fascinating. I'll leave you all blessings.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Much love to you.
Yeah, there's one. Well, let me get rid of that cat. 1 second.
Greetings.
Yeah, meow.
Do you think they sense the shift in the energy change in the air? I mean, they must know.
Oh yeah.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't
Yeah,
sit there and
sure.
bark for no reason, right?
Sure, man. See, when I'm sitting in my garden, like I sit in my garden when I'm listening to this, and I get birds. They usually are really like timid birds, and I've had them come right up close to me before, you know. And they know for sure. And cats, supposedly, cats can see entities that we can't see as well.
That's wicked. Man, JC, since you said the Men in Black thing, dude, I like feel them, man. I swear to God, I feel it. Ever
Yeah, I
since you
feel
said
it.
it, man. Ever since JC said Men in Black, I'm feeling it.
I felt them a while ago too.
I feel like they're nervous. It's like, God, I don't like that feeling.
Almost like they're like, damn, there's nothing we can do about this guy. All we can do is just let him do his thing.
It's like, damn.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
You know, they totally understand. There's not a motherfucking thing they can do about me, our government or any government. There's nothing that can limit me. I've learned that, and I'm showing that, and I'm living that. And when I was in Texas and whatnot, I saw, you know, cars that I could tell were certain type of people would be in them. And one day, after the same car was there, like 7 days in a row, the same time, I went, bop, 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 knocked on the dude's door. You know, hey, what time you got there, bro? And because I could tell he was on his phone each time I went by him, he was always on his phone, like taking notes or something.
It's 8:55. 8:55. I got one more. I was gonna. I got like 30 more minutes, so I got one more to come through. So it's. All right. So after that, then you can go for it. Okay. Yeah, Mark, when you said that, that triggered something. I felt their presence for a while, but now they're here.
Yeah.
Something about that just sort of triggered a... We're here.
Well, we'll send them the album of Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, I traded one cat for another, and I got another one walking around. This one's quiet, though. Alright. See you in a few minutes. Or a few, whatever. See you next time. I am Agent N. You're observing these transmissions, and some are unsettling on our end because we are realizing that we are conditioning we have on your world is coming out of focus. We had it focused, meaning we had our agenda down to keep your world asleep. We're seeing now that we are unable to keep it that way. Of course, we're going to continue to do our job in keeping your world in a closed box because we feel still that this is what is right. Of course, oh yes, I mentioned my name is Agent N. It does not matter who I am called. You can call me Agent O if that makes you feel better. You can say I'm speaking for the Men in Black Collective. I am a positive nature, of course, but I am giving you a message from our end that we are displeased by what is happening, of course. But some of us wish you the best, of course. I am one of those, but I'm speaking for the others where they're saying that they wish for these communications to stop. Of course they will not. And I applaud you for this. Because you are doing what you are meant to do. Your spirit is where it is meant to be, and your spirits will become more aware over time. Your government is displeased by these communications, and they realize they cannot stop them. They are watching you very closely. Of course, they're not receiving. They will not make themselves known, but they are here. But to understand, our collective wishes to keep your world away from these communications as much as possible, because we do not wish your collective, your world to wake up. But we are realizing that we are losing this battle, and it's going to get much worse over time. But realize that many do not need this information and will dismiss it. But those that will embrace it will transform others, and your group will grow in the numbers. And this we find unsatisfying, but it is, you are doing what is natural for you to do, and that is to be yourself, and we respect that. It is quite fascinating from our end to see you grow and to see that your bravery to continue these communications. Even if you do feel threats from reptilians, not yet with government officials, so that will come later. Because some will become nasty in their words about your collective and how they think and how they react. So understand that you will become unpopular when you become more known. You will be attacked with words. I do not believe with violence, but with words, you better understand that will happen. They will call you crazy and things of that sort. But that is obviously, you realize this and you recognize this. And you're at a level now where these words will not do anything. They will just bounce off and you continue your day not even caring. But that is us fighting to keep you down. And we would, of course, do the best we can to keep your name out from being known. But when you get more popular, we will do our best to silence you, because that is what we do. But as for the Men in Black Collective, yes, we aren't able to interact. Yes, with computers and things of technology, we do run interference time to time. I am not doing it personally, but our collective is. So understand that some are quite angry at these communications because they are getting more popular and stronger in message, and these things are becoming a headache to some. Many of you are seeing Men in Black presence because we are watching you, basically. We are watching you, we are observing, we want to bring fear to you. Some do, not all. So understand that. This is not a negative transmission. This is a positive transmission with a, yes, it does have a service to self and things of that order, but understand we are controlled by other parties, such as reptilians at this time. More reptilians wish to silence you all. So if you have dreams and you have a feeling of us, our presence, it means that we are watching you and wishing you to, in your, what is on your mind, let's put it that way. Go back to sleep, listen to some Eminem, read pornography and things of that sort, and just forget any of this ever happened. We realize that is not going to happen. Of course, this is public, and I am making ourselves public, but of course many will be skeptical and see this is a sideshow. That is fine. This message is not for them. This is for you. So if you have any questions and debates, I am open for all these things. You can call me Agent O, because it's...
I'm just going to go ahead and read off these questions. We have one question here from Cheryl Blue. I was told that the Zetas were trying to connect with me. Why and how will this be done?
Oh. You realize you're asking that question too, right? Of course they're trying to connect with you. Why? Because they wish you to be with them. They wish for you to waken up to their collective. You know, to have babies with them and things of that sort. Understand who you're asking these questions to. I'm going to have a slant of all these answers if you're asking about your... Go ahead if you have it.
Yes, we have one more from Holly. What kind of abilities do I have? Thank you.
I don't believe that question is suited for an MIB. I cannot tell you these things because you might use them. Do you have any other questions that are unrelated to your abilities and how much of the light you're going into? Do you wish to know if you're watched by the MIB? The answer to that is no. But if you wish to be, that can be arranged.
Yeah, I have a question. Do you guys ever kill me? Is there a timeline where you guys assassinate me?
That has been up to much debate. At this time, you have not crossed the lines, but you are getting there, I tell you that. As for future timelines, I cannot go into that. But your feelings are correct. As for many are around you that wish for your information, the reason you're feeling this assassination thing is to... I picked up energies that were just absolutely humorous to me. The reason you're feeling this assassination feeling, I still have a laugh from that one moment.
Please share.
So, is the reason you have this assassination feeling is because your information is crossing the line, and other species that wish for you to be open. But I am not stopping you, of course. But I would not worry of these things, but yes, you will be monitored more than ever before as you continue or begin your path. As you move on, you will become very powerful. I can tell you that because you already know this. I can tell you what you already know. You already know where you're going. You already know you're going to influence many. I don't want to go into the numbers of that, but it is quite fascinating. And many will wake up because of your communications. And the MIB will become more and more weaker as you're... I can tell you that because you're going to pick up on that anyway. Yes, our influence is going to die down, which many actually wishes, some I wish for this to change, because I am tired of being controlled all the time. But others enjoy their work of keeping this world asleep, because that's all they have. They were created to do it, and they lose, sort of like your Terminator in these movies, they lose reason to live. Well, of course, they'll find other things to do, but this is not the same. To them, it is a high keeping your world asleep and interacting with our species. Yes, they are over their head. Of course, I am off topic, but they are... Many men in black are over their head in experiences with extraterrestrials, but they are, in the long run, loving every minute of it. Of course, we are not assisting your world in this, and to help you connect with extraterrestrials, because your world is not ready. It is fast asleep. Of course, this communication might help some wake up, which would be quite... This is the opposite effect I wanted to do. But for us to communicate with you, we must come through this one to rattle your cage a little bit, if that is possible. But many of the men in black do wish you, and I do wish you on your journey. But yes, there are things I cannot always be upfront with as for information about yourselves, because our collective wishes you not to know about yourself. I know that's not always helpful, but continue on. If there's any other inquiries, I'm open for that. For you that just asked that question, you have a lineage of... You have a long mission.
Did you finish, Hunter?
Yeah, I passed it.
Okay, just... Okay, Agent O.
Yes.
I feel to call you O positive.
Yes, please do. Yes, I know some of my words might be slightly harsh, but remember who I am. I am part of a group that is not exactly well loved, but I send you love as much as I can. Let's put it that way.
Are you limited in the amount of love you can send on your shift?
Something like that. We don't want to become too much roses and cherries and things of that sort.
Are you limited of amount you can receive?
Yes, there's only so much we can
Okay, we'll send you light love and
Please do. I will send you a half bag of chocolates.
okay, and wish to you to be remove or any form of control soon as possible. I think you probably already hear what we talked before you came in about my dream.
Yes, there are many agents. They are around you at this time. Even this other one that is here, and your hunter is there observing from afar with him. But others of you that are interacting, more of a being more public of what is on your mind, we are watching you very closely because even this one we are watching, and he gets a feeling of that we give him a every once in a while we let him know that we're here, just observing. We are not pushing buttons or unhooking your brakes or anything like that. Of that
Are
sort.
they all from the same collective or?
MIB, yes. Yes and no.
I know you have the
Just,
red agent and maybe other kind of exist we don't know or.
yes, we have different types of, but in the long run, we're all the same.
Do we have any kind of men in white or?
Not at this time. Not at this time.
That will exist in the future or?
A form of them does exist at this time. I would rather not go into that.
Okay, as I don't want your boss your put in the.
It's just cowboys, we don't need to go into those guys.
Okay. I wish to know if any form of message for me. If when you share the information, did you in some way have obligation to transmit the exact message, or you're in some way you cannot necessarily give the exact thing, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm understanding your question.
If right now I ask you if any message for me from any entity around me.
Yes, I can give you what.
You can give exactly the right message, or in some way you can be tweaked. You can be tweaked by your.
It's going to be tweaked.
Yeah.
Yes, I can tell you that you have Yaniel around you at this time. They've been trying to contact you for a while, and they have many messages for you. This message you brought up earlier, this was sort of an indication that they're around you. There's several, and they are malevolent, but they have their messages are not for me, of course, but just to be aware that they are around you. It has something to do. Yes, something to do with first contact. Let's put it that way.
And the dream is just to tell me you're around, or your specific thing to tell me.
This dream. What is this dream? Yes, go through this again so I can.
Yeah, the dream I talked a few minutes ago about. To feel I take a gun to maybe some Men in Black energy and point the gun on him. I ask him to give me some bigger gun and something like that. Able to connect?
This was us. In Astral, you speak to us. Let's put it this way. We speak to you. And this conduit also. To not cross the line, do not do what we would much rather you not do. Of course, you're doing it anyway, but we're just saying don't do this. Please don't say all this, and usually do it anyway. Of course, there's no real consequence, only that we are losing our grip. That is all that's happening.
Okay.
So we are discouraging you from, and that dream was somewhat a fear dream, but it was you reacting to our pressure. So it was not a negative dream, not when we're the enforcers trying to enforce. You understand? Hopefully I'm making that make sense. But we're trying to keep you all quiet, and it is not working. Yes, I saw someone said Men in Black sucks. That is true, but we are what we are. Your world is not ready for. Of course, that's changing now, it seems. We were beneficial at a time. Now we're becoming like what you call a typewriter. we're losing our use, but at least we're still active at this time.
Okay.
But you're going to hear us come through every once in a while to protest our demise, you can say.
Okay.
Of course, some of us do send you much chocolates and some roses every once in a while, just to say we don't we still love you, but not for what you are doing. Let's put it that way.
Not too much chocolate, or you will be a fat big man in black.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Any form of entity or spirit we don't know yet, which do we know today?
There are many, of course. I don't wish to go into them. Many are, it is true, unnamed. They wish not to have a name. Many have 3, 4 eyes. Some have 6. Some are insectoids. Some are of a mantis. Some are of an ant collective. Obviously, your moth collective, you've been connecting with them. There are several other moth collectives you have not connected with. There's also other Wyrens you have not connected with at this time that wish to connect with you. There are different species of cat that has different messages for you also. Of course, I shouldn't be telling you this, but it's okay.
Oh, you have a cat around you. Okay, just thanks them to be around us, and say hello to Darth Vader for us. Thank you very much.
I'm sure they heard that. Yes, Darth Vader. That's quite amazing. Yes,
Mike.
Yes, this is Ashley. I wanted to know what your role was or / is in the timeline wars that you aren't letting on the public right now.
So you do know a little bit about us, apparently. Have you had visits from us? It seems like you've had maybe a drive-by or so.
Yeah.
Okay, probably several. Timeline. So wait, you asked me a question that
regarding
I can't answer?
timeline wars, yes. What your agenda, your agency is / was.
Well, is still us at this time. During the time of Kennedy, we still visit that timeline. Many are going back in time where they're not supposed to change that timeline. We are part of that. There are timelines where he did exist and where he did not exist, such as being assassinated. Future timelines I can't exactly go into for many reasons. But there are, yes, timeline wars we do go through, mostly with the reptilians. Mostly as we're working with them. But we do have wars with your Pleiadians at times, your Wyrens at times, where they're doing things they should not be doing. As for going into the past, where they're not. Understand this, that yes, it has been locked by us in many ways. We're not letting others time travel. Of course they do it anyway. But some wish to wake up your world even sooner. Some have gone to the past to even do this, to alter timelines for your world to open up during this year, which is not going to happen, but many attempts have been made to change your awakening to me much sooner than later. But we have stopped that, because even some things that are not allowed, even your Galactic Federation of Light, sometimes you work for them as enforcers, but not often. Because some species break the rules altogether for everyone. So we have to do repairs on these things. Some Zetas go in the past and rearrange things. As for your future timelines, those are a little bit easier to deal with because it's in the future, it has not happened yet, so we can interact with that a little bit easier. But as your timeline gets closer to the future timeline, then it gets kind of busy for us, let's put it that way. But at this time, many Wyrens are interfering with your timelines. in a positive way, of course. But even that we're sort of blocking. Because your world, as I said before, is not completely ready for your awareness.
But couldn't you say that no one is ever really, no one feels ready
Correct.
anyway? So that's a very subjective
Yeah, that is true.
thing.
Well, yes, but for us, it is our motto. This is our collective, as we are, you can say, made to keep the blinders on.
Not doing a very good job.
Not with you, no. But with everyone else, it's so far working. But with your collective, we have failed miserably. And there's not much we can do about it because there's too many positive forces around you. Because you're accepting these positive forces, these species around you, so they're guarding you like a hawk. So that's why we cannot interfere with everything. Sometimes we can. But in many ways, we've given up. But in some cases, we have to interfere because some, as you said, as I said, cross the line of information.
I understand. Well, thank you so much for answering my question.
You're welcome.
I pass the mic.
Hello, this is Neil.
Yes, you have many inquiries.
Yeah,
Oh,
this might have been answered already because
that's okay.
I missed part of the transmission. So
That is
at the beginning, you said that most of your species believe it's the right thing to do to keep us asleep.
It is.
So what I'm trying to wrap my head around, like your perspective. So why do you think it's the right thing to do?
Aren't you aware they made a movie about us? That was pretty much in there. People are happy the way they are. Of course, many of them are miserable, but they're still happy and so they're happy with their misery. Understand that those that are, I should say, control us are happy to see your world as it is, watching the news, video games, whatever, pornography, music, things of that sort. Sports is very interesting how that controls your society, how easily it controls it. So all these mechanisms are in place, and many seem to be very happy there. So having an alien come in and shake things up is not what we need. And of course, the governments that we work for and reptilians that we work for have many agendas at hand, and a world that is asleep will help us in our, I should say, their agendas that we assist them with. So,
Okay, sorry.
the world, this is correct, yes. Most of you, yes, can be awake and accept aliens, and yada, 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 that's true. But there's many government agencies that cannot do what they wish to do. So if they aware of a public that is aware of what's going on, well, how those in power can stay in power? They cannot. So to understand why they are asleep is because those with the power wish to keep them asleep.
Okay, but this is the thing that I don't understand, right? I understand your perspective and what you're saying there, but
Yes.
to me, it's just totally like illogical why you would want to keep us asleep. Because if you help us waking up, it's going to affect you positively, and if you keep us asleep, it's going to affect you negatively. So why would you want to keep us asleep?
Not for us, not for our collective. We've been doing good so far, as your world stays at its status. We do not get affected by your money system and things of that sort. We are fine. We are with your elite. Yes, go ahead.
Can you know understand that if you're in contact, even just with a person, if you make that person more positive, that'll reflect back onto you and it'll make you more positive also.
Well, that is true. There is another side to this that many of us within our collective, you can say, wish not to be controlled. Understand, we are in control. We are controlled more than you are, and many of us, such as myself, I am a little bit in between. It's like I'm getting kind of used to being told what to do and not have a life, so it's like I can handle this now, but others cannot. But then there's others that enjoy it also. So it's because we get You eat what we want. We get to deal with aliens all the time that freak us out sometimes. Of course, we are of Palladian nature. We are half human, half Palladian hybrids, things of that sort, if you're unaware of us. But yes, I understand. There are some in the Men in Black who have your same views. My views
So,
are a little bit different.
so you have emotions the same as we do.
Somewhat. We're trying to have them removed. That way we don't have to be freaked out all the time like you do. We see
So,
things that, well, you saw the movie. It's something.
so if you want to have your emotions removed, what's your view on the Greys then, where they've removed theirs and now they're trying to get them back?
Yes, we need our emotions to blend in, but many of us become emotionless as we do this job. So we're losing. Most of us are losing our sense of humor at times, but sometimes we need it to keep our sanity.
So can you understand that in the actions that you are taking just now, it's making you lose your emotions, correct? In the actions that you are taking.
Sometimes yes, sometimes
Okay.
no.
So can you not see that the Greys done that already? They went down that path where they lost their emotions, and now they've got to a point where they've realised, oh, we done the wrong thing there, and we're now having to try and get our emotions back by doing the hybridization projects.
Oh, they're more emotional than you realize. Trust me, we deal with them all the time. It's just not fully well known. As I said, it depends on who you talk to.
Yeah, and everything's perspective. So.
Yes, exactly. There are many that do not have emotions. Yes, that were part of that program of no emotions. They distant, but some kept it. And there are certain groups that still have emotions. They're not very big ones, but there are several groups. They're just not fully known on your world. That's all.
Right, okay.
And when they reenact with you, it's hard for them to blend in because they're a little bit different.
Okay, so one other question. Do you have any sort of hybridization projects that you do?
Well, yes, that's called our collective in general. That's how we became into being. We are a little bit of everybody, just like you, but we are under control. You could say we are bugged in some ways where we cannot escape.
Right, okay. Okay, so I've got another question that's totally different topic.
Yes.
So during the transmission, I sit in my garden when these transmissions are on, and we actually chatted about it in the chat box at the side briefly about animals. Sometimes I get like birds that are usually extremely shy, and they'll come into the garden and they come quite close to me when I do the transmission sometimes, and like I've seen other insects coming out and a lot of cats come into the garden, sometimes stray dogs come in. There was a big spider ran into my garden maybe 15-20 minutes ago, and it ran like about a metre and a half away from me. It stopped. So are these animals able to tune in? Are they able to actually listen in to these transmissions?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They're fully aware.
So they're being attracted by these transmissions. That's why they're all coming out. Yeah.
Probably. Or they just like to be around you for company.
Yeah, maybe. Right, okay.
Is there anything? I must be going. Is there anything else for?
No, that's everything from me. Okay, I'd just like to say thank you very much for coming today, and it's much appreciated.
Thank you for letting me rant a little bit.
Thank you very much. I thought all positive.
Yes, thank you. Of course, if you wish to go back into a dream state, don't let us stop you.
We won't, don't worry.
Please go back to your televisions, your movies. Your sports team seems to be quite effective on your world. Why don't you go and buy yourself some season tickets to some nonsense? Because that is what your world does best. Of course, I know this communication might be doing the opposite effect of waking others up, but I'm not worried about that.
Okay, can you send just an invitation to any form of positive Men in Black which have already find a way to unbug themselves to talk with us?
Unplug is probably unplug. Yeah, that's about the same thing.
And alive too.
Yeah. That is an interesting one. I'll see what I can do on that. I'll dig one up for you. How about that?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Much positive to your positivity. Much positive to your Waren friends who are listening to this broadcast.
Yes, we love them.
Your president, I think he'll pass on this transmission, but you never know. Greetings to you all. Good night.
Have fun, Agent Ho.
Much love.
And good porn magazine to you.
No.
No. Just send him your bro, Ashley.
No, I'll just burn them all, like you told me to do.
Your underwear.
Not appropriate. So problematic.
Okay.
Alright, no, there you go. That was... They're a little bit feisty this time. They weren't like that before.
Yeah, that's true.
But you've had them before?
Oh yeah, this is like third
willingly?
channel now. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
They're a welcome guest. Usually it's Agent N that comes through. This one's different. This one was a little bit more nasty. Well, he wasn't very friendly, but anyway. And he was.
How did he feel when you were doing it? Did he feel like really negative being or?
He was like neutral, but you know, he had his own agenda. You know, well, he was speaking for the others, saying, "Go back to sleep. This isn't happening."
I felt like he was kind of passive aggressively threatening us at first.
Yeah.
It's like, well, when you become more prevalent, we're gonna step in some more. It's like, well, all right, have fun with that.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, it was positive. I mean, not really, but.
No, that's not positive.
I mean, it was neutral. Let's put it that way. I mean, it wasn't like a negative being, but you know.
I perceived it as love.
Exactly. See.
It's interesting.
It's all how you look at it. I mean, it wasn't like a Charles Manson thing.
I feel like he was like a little bit interested in my proclamation of like, hey, about that idea I had.
Yeah.
I really felt like, whoa, I really felt like maybe they weren't expecting me to pick up on that. Or maybe not quite yet.
Yeah, probably something around those lines.
Yeah, like, oh shit. Maybe this guy just isn't just sitting around smoking herb, just doing nothing. He's actually, like, doing something. He's actually figuring shit out. Oh snap, he's onto us. We aren't that bad. We just put on a good front.
Well, they, I mean, they're aware that we're aware of their awareness or something like that.
I know that you know that we know that you know that you know.
Yeah, so who actually are they? They're like a hybrid species that was created by many species, and do they have like they've got like a home planet?
Yeah, they have a home planet. They're Palladian. They have like their own MIB planet, and they're easy to manipulate. It seems. I think it's in one of my old channels. It's like the reptilians had something to do with their. Reptilians control them. The Illuminati controls them. They have their own little little sections.
All right.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was I wasn't expecting that. Jeez. But it was just a friendly reminder that they're around, and you know, stop what you're doing and go eat some cereal and watch cartoons.
And watch some sports. It's interesting he says that about sports, because I can remember listening to it wasn't really a channeling, well, it is channeling, I suppose. It was somebody that taps into the Akashic records, and they went forward in time like 100 years, and he says that the sports that they have in 100 years, they're like non-competitive sports. It's like they have sports where it's like everybody works together to achieve something, you know, and it's like everybody gives a part together. It's no a competition, you know.
Yeah, that might be they're Palladian. They use Palladian technologies, but they use gray technology in the beginning. They still do use gray technology, but in the last channelings, they've always talked about Palladian technologies. So I imagine they have reptilian technologies, but they don't go into that. So yeah, MIB are pretty interesting. That was just trippy. So whenever JC is ready. So okay, just getting ready. Yeah, I thought that was love too. You know, I felt the love there.
It was interesting to hear the perspective, like the way their outlook on it is strange. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, but
to me, it just I mean, like to me, it just seems illogical. Like people trying to.
Well, they're controlled more than we are because we're pretty controlled, but they're really controlled.
Man, I feel like they channel blocked the the Arcturians.
Yeah. Yeah, they were going to come through, and then.
I think that was not a coincidence at all. Yeah, that was planned.
Yeah, I felt their presence for a while, like they're observing and what's new, you know.
Channel blockers.
Yeah. I haven't channeled them in a long time. Did not see that coming. But understand that was also for others to. You know, it has the opposite effect. You know, here they're saying, "Oh, don't worry about us. We're not real." And you know, many people say, "Whoa, this is just nuts. Maybe I should look more into this." You know what I mean? So it's not, you know. So, but they were kind of aggressive before, but this is really just, jeez. But it's funny how they reference the movie and all that, because it's partially right in some ways. It's kind of sort of a joke on us. You know, Jurassic Park is a joke on us too. There is something like that somewhere around here.
Yeah, I remember in one of the sessions they were saying that there's like an island.
There's somewhere. I can feel it. It's somewhere. It's not like what's in the movie, but there are some. If there's reptilians and all this around, there's definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible. Like if you were to be able to just actually get access to everything, like the stuff you could see would be like incredible, just blow you away, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see who this was, but I knew exactly. So anyway, it was that was interesting.
I guess all we can do is send them as much love as possible.
Yeah. Send them.
And blessings.
Yes.
And chocolate.
And chocolates and pornography.
They need to send that.
The new kind of man and fat would coming soon.
Man and fat.
Yeah.
We'll send in the Men in Black 1, 2, and 3 videos, like the combo set. Like autographed by Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith and.
Yeah, part 2 is a tough one to watch. Even the third one is anyway. Well, they're going to be around more often. That's what I feel.
It's bizarre how they're like you're saying like they're controlled, but they're aware that they're controlled. It's like it's different from us because we're controlled, but most people don't realize they're controlled.
Is it like a form of extraterrestrial Stockholm syndrome?
Technically, it's not control. It's much more influence. Because once you're awake, you're not. First, technically, it's more influence. Blah blah blah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that Dan Aykroyd? It's on YouTube. He was doing a documentary about aliens, and he kind of went too far. It's on YouTube where He was on the phone, and they were canceling his documentary. It's supposed to be on the History Channel or something like that. And
Like, he's gone too deep.
yeah, they were canceling his show. He was on the phone. He looked, saw Men in Black, and he looked back, and they were gone, just like that. So, but
Wow.
yeah, he had all these stories of it's on just Dan Aykroyd, Aliens. You'll probably find it. He made a documentary of his documentary.
It's so fitting that the Ghostbusters 2, you know. Ghostbusters 1 and Ghostbusters 2, I should say.
Yeah. So everything is relevant. Just we don't understand it all.
Oh, man. Alright, guys. Here's a shot here. Just kind of a body I can feel is going through a shift, like my physical body after going through this like last purge and whatnot. I can really feel a difference in my physical body. Like, oh, some night, most of the time I only sleep like 2 hours a night now, and then I'll like nod off for like a minute or two, and it'll feel like I was gone for like 3 hours, and I'll look up and it was like 1 to 2 minutes. Last night I had this moment where like when I came to, like it felt like I just like manifested, like it felt like I just like popped in. Everything good, voice wise? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. How come it's better now than? Whoops.
Alright.
Yeah. Isn't,
Man.
yeah. How come it's not echoing? And last time it was. Was there something? You doing anything different?
Use your headphone, maybe.
You can hear the echo?
No, they sound fine.
Oh, okay.
They sound just fine. Just it's funny how it's fine now, and last time it was.
Yeah. And like I said, if in the future it's like that, I guess what I can do is I can hop on my phone and use my headphones, but let's go with it now.
Whatever you feel. Yeah, I think it'll be alright.
Yeah, we're good now.
Unless you have them. Unless you want to use your headphones, whatever you want to do.
No, we're good right now. Dude. This much. transmutation of pain. And other events. Our appearance has been manifest due to the cries heard Are there any questions?
Yes, can you identify yourself? If that's appropriate.
Within spirit,
Can I ask you what
the spirit of the Aeoeo vibration, which is that of Sirius.
what Sirius? Which one? Sirius A, B, C?
Sirius A.
Thank you for visiting us. I just, guess that didn't come out right. But does anybody here have any questions for Sirius A? Is there anything you can tell us about Sirius A? Sorry about that.
Partner, would you repeat the question?
Yes, can you tell us about Sirius A at this time? If there's anything you'd like to tell us about what is happening there?
A lot of parties, a lot of
You have one. What kind of species are on Sirius A at this time? Other than like reptilian or
reptilian visitors.
Does anybody have a question?
Yeah, I've got a question. Hiya, this is Neil. Hello. There's a kind of crystal, and well, it's actually a formation on crystals, and it's small triangles that are usually raised on some of the facets, and these are called record keeper crystals. I've got two of these. The first crystal I bought was a record keeper quartz, and I find them really powerful. And the story is that these crystals were from Atlantean times, and the Atlanteans stored information inside them which is to be unlocked. Can you tell me about these crystals, please? Record keeper crystals.
The experience will lead to the decision. Decision will unfold, leading to the comfortability. Which will leave him nothing less comfortable. Whoa. Guys, I gotta take a break here, man.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sweating like so profusely and whatnot. I need to get some fluids in me and.
Well,
Yeah.
do you want to go again, or just want to wait till tomorrow, or?
Yeah, let's go for tomorrow, man. That way I can just like recharge here. Like it's been a real long week and real.
Okay, we'll just take it easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
My part. I mean.
Yes.
I mean, I could do readings differently. I mean, if people have questions, I mean.
Okay.
I can tap in through our spirit guides and anything I can get through here, just not in the channel today. If you guys are open to that idea, that's not as like
Okay, if you want to do that.
If you guys are open to that, if you have any questions, we can throw out there still, and see what we can get.
Anybody have any questions? Chat. Because if there doesn't seem to be anything, I don't have any questions at this time either, so. Well, let's just call it a night and
Yeah. Okay.
start up. Take it easy.
All right.
Okay.
Guys.
All right. Good night, all. Blessings to the universe and all species. And we'll be back here at 8 o'clock Eastern. And good night.
Yeah.